Assalamu alaikum. Ahlan wa sahlan. We'll be beginning very soon, inshallah. Can you hear me? Assalamu alaikum. Brothers and sisters, if you can hear me, please let me know in the chat. Ahlan wa sahlan. I'm Brother Harun, Brother Tajul. Ahlan wa sahlan. We'll just wait for some more people to join in and we'll start, inshallah. طيب, inshallah, let us get started. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala nabiyyina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in, amma ba'd. So we are in session number 2 of our series in which we explain the mutun. That is our intention, inshallah, to explain various beneficial mutun in Nahu and Sarf and Arabic grammar in general, inshallah. And we are still learning the book Al-Ajrumiyyah, which is a classical text in Arabic grammar, or Al-I'rab, which is the science of grammatical analysis in Arabic. So if you attended the last session with us, alhamdulillah, we were able to cover quite a bit. We finished the first 4 parts of the Ajrumiyyah. So we did Babul Kalam, the chapter of speech. We did Al-I'rab, we did Alamatul I'rab, and then we did Al-Af'al. So we finished the first 4 parts of the Ajrumiyyah. Now what is left is Babul Asma, the chapter of the nouns. Now the majority of the rules in the Ajrumiyyah is in the Babul Asma, in the chapter of the nouns. And it is divided into 3 parts: the Marfu'aat, the Mansubat, and the Makhfudat. So there is quite a bit to cover in the Asma. and I'm not sure we can cover all of it. We will try to finish the Marfu'aat, and if the time permits, we'll try to take some of the Mansubat. And it is better, inshallah, to go with understanding than to go very fast and try to finish the whole book or the whole chapter in one go. So we have Ustad Abdul Rahman here with us, who will be explaining the Marfu'at, and inshallah this will be an interactive session. So he will be asking a lot of questions. He will be giving you a lot of exercises. We will solve a lot of i'rab together, and this will really help our understanding. This will help you understand the concepts you're learning together. So be really interactive in the session. It's not a problem to make a mistake. We are all here to learn. Inshallah, if we make a mistake, let us know in the comments or send us an email after that. It is not a problem, really, inshallah. We are all here to learn, bi'idhnillah. So, be interactive and let us learn together, bi'idhnillah. So, with that, let us get started with the remaining parts in the Ajrumiyyah. So, I will turn over the session to Ustad Abdul Rahman to get started with the Marfu'aat. تفضل يا شيخ عبد الرحمن.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين سيدنا ونبينا محمد بن عبد الله، صلوات الله وسلامه عليه وعلى آله وصحبه ومن تبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين وسلم تسليما كثيرا. سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم. اللهم لا سهل إلا ما جعلته سهلا وأنت تجعل الحزن إذا شئت سهلا. Dear brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and welcome to the second session of Muqaddimat al-Ajrumiyyah. And today we are going to discuss about Marfu'aat al-Asma, the noun in the state of Rafa. Previously we mentioned that i'rab in Arabic has 4 components. Do you recall these 4 categories of i'rab? You can write them in the comment section. The 4. The 4 state of i'rab. Okay, let me just share this. Okay, so we said that i'rab has 3 components. So the first one is الرفع. الرفع. أيوة أحسنت. رفع، نصب، خفض and جزم. Very good. مرفوع، منصوب، مجزوم and مخفوض. أحسنتم. So these are the 4 types of i'rab. The 4 types of i'rab. So the first one is الرفع, and the second one is النصب, and the third one is الجر or الخفض. Same thing. الخفض. And then we have the 4th one, which is الجزم. الجزم. And each of these has a main sign, or the major sign, or the main representative, and then have another substitutes that sometimes or in other some circumstances that represent this main sign. So for al-rafa, what is the main sign of al-rafa, or the standard sign of al-rafa? Do you recall the standard sign of al-rafa or marfu'? Dhamma. Very good, ahsant. So dhamma is the dhamma. And for an-nasb, أحسنت أيوة هارون تاج الحق ضمة. And what about the النصب? أيوة very good فتحة. So الفتحة. And then so for example in الرفع مرفوع noun would be like when you say جاء زيد. جاء زيد. So this one زيد here is a marfu' noun. It is a marfu' and the sign of raf'i here is dhamma. The sign of rafa here is dhamma. جاء زيد or زيد قائم. Both zayd and قائم here are in the state of rafa, and the sign what show that they are marfu', it is the dhamma. And for the nasb you can say رأيت زيدا. I saw Zaid. So Zaid here is mansub. And what shows that it is mansub is this, the fatha here, the two fathas here. That's it is what show that it is mansub. And the third one is al-jar or al-khafd. It is called sometimes al-khafd, sometimes al-jar. And do you recall the sign, its original sign? For al-jar. الجر أحسنت كسرة. أيوة أسيد محمود كسرة. He meant to say كسرة. أيوة أحسنتم. So the كسرة is the sign of jar. الكسرة. For example, you can say مررت بزيد. I passed by Zaid. So here Zaid is ism majrur, and this what show that it is a jar is this kasra, the two kasras. And then we have al-jazm. And what is the main sign of jazm? The main sign of al-jazm. أيوة أحسنت. Very good. Sukun. So sukun is the main sign of as-sukun. For example, when you say lam yaqum, lam yaqum. So yaqumu is fi'l mudari', and it is majzoom. What makes it jazm here is the lam. As we've seen before, the standard form of fi'l mudari' is that it is marfu'. But when some factors are introduced to it, it will make them majzoom. One of those factors is the lam. It is harfu nafin wa jazm. And what shows that it is a majzoom here is the sukun. The sukun. Lam yaqum, lam yaqum. طيب. Lam yaqum. So these are the main signs of i'rab. The main signs of i'rab. And if you recall, i'rab is only concerned about the end of the words. So the variations that happen at the end of the word, that's what concerns us here. As you can see here, Zaydun, this one we are only concerned here about the end of Zayd. The end of Zayd, meaning the dal, the dhamma that happened there, whether it's dhamma or fatha as in ra'aytu Zaydan, or whether it's sukun as in marartu bi Zaydin. And then the last one is the sukun. And as you can see here, for the fourth example, we didn't bring an ism, a noun. That one is a fi'l. Why? Because if you recall at the beginning of Ajrumiyyah, he said the nouns will not have jazm. Jazm cannot enter in a noun. It can only enter into a fi'l. So an ism could be marfu' or could be mansub, it could be majroor, but it cannot be majzoom. It cannot be majzoom. So that's why here the fourth example we bring a fi'l. We brought a fi'l. So these are the main representatives of the four i'rabs. And there are other substitutes that could replace these main signs. And since today right now we are going to cover the Marfu'aat al-Asma, the rafa, the nouns in the rafa. So it will be fitting to start by recalling those substitutes. So what are the substitutes of dhamma? The substitutes of dhamma. So I'll just write here علامات الرفع. The signs of الرفع. علامات الرفع. The signs of الرفع. علامة means a sign. The signs of الرفع. So the first one we've already mentioned it is الضمة. الضمة. Like when you say جاء زيد. جاء زيد. جاء زيد. Okay, what is the second one? The substitutes of the dhamma. Okay, saying a connection problem. Are you guys able to hear me, or you're facing some problems, or? Okay, all of you can hear. Okay, that's fine then. So here, alif, yes, that's good. Alif, and then alhamdulillah. Okay. Okay, طيب. Yes, alif is one of them. Wow, alif, noon. Okay, so the first one is al-waw. 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 And this one usually in al-asma al-khamsa. Al-asma al-khamsa. The five names. The five names. And what are those five names? The first one is akhuka, abuka, akhuka, hamuka, fuka, dhu malin. So these ones, if you are using them in a sentence, then if they are in the state of rafa, what shows that they are in the state of rafa is the waw. For example, you say jaa akhuka, jaa akhuka, jaa akhuka. Here, as you can see here, the end is not dhamma. The sign here is not dhamma. It is this waw. This waw here is the sign of the rafa. Is the sign of rafa here. Jaa akhuka. Likewise, jaa abuka. Jaa hamuka. Jaa hamuka. Or fuka. Fuka wasi'un, for example. Fuka. Fuka means a mouth. Akhuka means your brother. Abuka, your father. And hamuka, your in-law. And dhu ilm or dhu mal, someone who has money or who has knowledge. So this dhu, the possessive dhu, also its i'rab is with the huruf. So in the state of rafa, it should be by waw. Al-waw. Al-waw. Aywa, ahsant akhu. Aywa. And the second one also is in this case of jama' mudhakkar salim. Jama' mudhakkar salim. It means the plural. Mudhakkar means masculine. Jam plural salim. Salim, which means the sound one, meaning that its singular form is not broken. For example, when you say Muslim, if you want to make it into Jamma, you say Muslimuna. Muslimuna. So you maintain the singular form as Muslim and you add a waw and noon on it. You just add extra huruf, but you still maintain the singular form. That's why it is called Jam' Mudhakkar Salim. Whereas some plural forms, you need to break the singular form. So here you can see there's no change in the singular. All the harakat is the same: Muslim, Muslimun. But when you say, for example, Rajulun, 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 the plural of Rajul, what is the plural of Rajul? A man. What is its plural? The plural of Rajul. Rajulun means a man. So its plural is Rijal. Aywa, ahsant, Rijal. So Rijal, when you say Rajulun, Rijalun, Rijal, Rajulun, Rijalun. So as you can see here, first you added an extra alif, which was not there in the singular form. So this alif is not here in the singular form. Secondly, also the harakat has changed. In the singular form, the ra is with fatha, rajul, rajulun. Whereas in the plural form, it is in kasra, rijal. Secondly, the jim in the singular form is dhamma, has dhamma. Say rajulun, rajulun, rajulun. Whereas here it's become fatha, rijalun, rijal. So that's why this one is called jam taksir and this one is called jam mudhakkar salim. And we are concerned here with jam mudhakkar salim. This one. So this one, the sign of rafa in it is the waw. This waw. If you want to make it into marfu', you have to put the waw. You say جاء المسلمون or صام المسلمون Ramadan. صام المسلمون. You don't say صام المسلمين. You say صام المسلمون because it's marfu'. And what shows that it is marfu', it is the waw. This waw. مسلمون, زيدون, or mu'minuna. Anything which is jam mudhakkar salim, the signs of rafa in it will be al waw. And the third one is al alif. Al alif, okay. And this one is in the muthanna. You know, in Arabic you have mufrad, which is the singular, and you have the muthanna, which is the dual, like two people. When you are talking about two people, you say this is muthanna, and you have a third one which is the plural, al-jama. So in the muthanna, when you say jaa ar-rajulani, the two men has came. So this one, the sign of rafa here is this alif. You don't say jaa ar-rajulaini, you say jaa ar-rajulan. And the third one is an-nun. The noon also will be a sign of rafa in the case of what we call al-af'al al-khamsa, which are yaf'alani, taf'alani, yaf'aluna, taf'aluna, and taf'alina. And these are when any fi'l mudari' is connected with alif al-ithnain, the alif of dual, or waw al-jama'a, or the waw of plural, or ya al-mukhataba, the ya of female. So here, for example, you can say where Allah say يعلمون ما تفعلون, يعلمون ما تفعلون. So both يعلمون and تفعلون are أفعال مضارعة, and we've learned before that the fi'l mudari' is in its standard form, it's marfu'. And here, what is the sign of raf'i here is not dhamma, it is this noon. So in taf'aluna and yaf'aluna, the sign of rafa is the noon. Because if it was in the nasb, in the state of nasb or jazm, then it will not have this noon. For example, where Allah say فَإِن لَمْ تَفْعَلُوا وَلَنْ تَفْعَلُوا, فَإِن لم تفعلوا ولن تفعلوا, فإن لم تفعلوا ولن تفعلوا. So here, as you can see, we don't have noon here. This noon is not, we don't have it here, and both are in mudari, and they have the same meaning. Taf'alu, but why we don't have this one? Because this one is not marfu. The first one is majzoom because of this lam. Lam is harf naf and jazm. That's why we don't have the noon here. You don't say فَإِن لَمْ تَفْعَلُونَ, because of the jazm. So we don't have the noon here. Likewise here, we don't have the noon because it is mansub. Lan is harfu nasb. Harfu nasb. So that's why we don't have this noon here. So these are the signs of al-rafa. The signs of al-rafa. So these are the signs of al-rafa. Now let's move to the marfu'at al-asma. What are the nouns in rafa? He said al-marfu'at sab'a. There are 7 signs of al-rafa. 7 signs of al-rafa. The first one is al-fa'il. Al-fa'il. And then second one al-maf'ul alladhi lam yusamma fa'iluhu. Sometimes they call it na'ib al-fa'il. And then you have al-mubtada wa khabaruhu. Mubtada and then the khabar. And then you have ismu kana wa akhawatiha. And then we have khabaru inna wa akhawatiha. And then we have التابع للمرفوع or التوابع, which are 4 أشياء: النعت, and then العطف, التوكيد, البدل. So he mentioned here 3 types of marfu'at, and we'll discuss each of these and explain what do they mean. So first one, we start with bab al-fa'il. Bab al-fa'il. Fa'il is the subject or the agent that performs the action. The agent that performs the actions that is expressed by the verb. So if you have a verb, that verb will have a fa'il, the subject, the one who carries out the action. And this is what we call al-fa'il. 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 The beautiful thing about this book is that it's only focused on the essentials. So anything you find in this book, you know that you must know it because it only covers the essentials. So it's like the basic, it's a necessary, like you must know it in grammar. So he did a very beautiful job in compiling all the essentials in Arabic grammar. And the first of the marfu'at that he mentioned here is al-fa'il. Al-fa'il. So if you look at our example here, جاء زيد. جاء زيد. قام عمرو. Or قام أحمد. Let me say قام أحمد. So here we have first a verb here. So this is a verb or an action. Likewise here قام. And the one who carries out this action here in جاء, the one who came is Zaid. That's why it is the fa'il, and it is always in the state of al-rafa. جاء زيد. Likewise here قام Ahmad. Ahmad stood up. So قام here is an action, standing up. And who did the action is Ahmad. قام أحمد. And Ahmadu is always in the state of al-rafa. قام أحمد. قام أحمد. جاء زيد. قام أحمد. Or جلست فاطمة. جلست فاطمة. جلس is to sit. فاطمة. جلست فاطمة. So here also who sat down, it is Fatima. Fatima. So she's the one who carried out the action. So that's why it is al-fa'il. 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 So this is al-fa'il. Okay. So Ibn Ajurrum said al-fa'ilu huwa al-ismu al-marfu'u al-madhkuru qablahu fi'lu. So the first thing, al-fa'il is a noun. It's always a noun. It's ism. Secondly, it is marfu'. It's always in the state of rafa. So the fa'il cannot be mansub or majzoom or majroor. And then he said al-madhkuru qablahu fi'luhu. It is always preceded by its fi'l, by its verb. The verb has to come first and then followed by the fa'il, by the fa'il. So the fa'il cannot come before its fi'l. Then it will not be considered fa'il. It will be something else, as we can see later on. And he said وهو على قسمين ظاهر ومضمر. So the fa'il can be either explicit or implicit. So it is explicit in the case, in the example that we just mentioned in جاء زيد قام أحمد جلست فاطمة, because these are explicit nouns. These are nouns, explicit names. So this is considered explicit. And then we have mudmar, implicit. This one is when you have a damir, like jalastu or qara'tu, jalasna, jalastum. So here you can see the fa'il is not an explicit name, it's implicit, it's just a damir. For example, when you say qara'tu, I read, qara'tu, I read. So here, as you can see, qara'tu is made of two parts. The first one is the verb, this one, and then you have the fa'il here, the ta. But this one is implicit because it does not mention the explicitly the name of the one who carries out the action. Rather, it's just referred to him by a damir. So that's why this one is mudmar. Is not zahir. So he said then فالظاهر, the explicit one is like نحو قولك قام زيد, زيد stood up, يقوم زيد, and قام الزيداني. So here قام الزيداني, the زيداني is فاعل, قام is فعل ماض, and الزيداني is فاعل. And what is the sign of rafa in الزيداني? The sign of rafa in الزيداني قام الزيداني. The sign of rafa here in قام الزيداني. We know that قام is فعل ماضي مبني على الفتح, and زيداني is فاعل, and it must be مرفوع. But what shows that it is مرفوع? The alif. أحسنت. The alif. So here the alif is what shows that it is مرفوع. This alif, because it has no dhamma here. In the first, there's no dhamma. It's just this alif which show that it is مرفوع. Because you can't say قام الزيداني. It's just قام الزيداني because it's مرفوع. أحسنتم. And then يقوم الزيدون. Okay. So يقوم is what is it? It is a noun. It is an ism or a fi'l. يقوم is يقوم an ism or a fi'l. يقوم. It is a ism, a noun, or a verb. يقوم. فعل. أيوة أحسن. And what kind of فعل? فعل مضارع, because it starts with one of the حروف of أنيت. Its first letter is one of the four guys. أنيت meaning the alif or noon or ya or ta. Here it's ya, and this ya is not original. It's not original. That's why we say it's فعل مضارع. And then زيدون, what is it? زيدون. أيوة أحسنت, فعل مضارع. And زيدون, what's the إعراب of زيدون? الزيدون. يقوم الزيدون. يقوم الزيدون. It's a noun, اسم. Yes, very good. أحسنتم. It's a noun. But what kind of noun it is? So here its position here, it's جمع سالم. أحسنتم. الواو جمع ذكر سالم. أحسنتم. But sound masculine plural. أيوة, it's جمع مذكر سالم. جمع مذكر سالم. جمع مذكر سالم. So if you want to make إعراب of anything first, for example here, you mentioned whether it's a فعل or a فاعل or anything. So here يقوم, you say يقوم, it's فعل مضارع. فعل مضارع. And then you mention its ruling, whether it's مرفوع مجزوم or anything. So here it's فعل مضارع مرفوع. And then مرفوع بماذا? By what? Of what? What shows the sign of its رفع? Say مرفوع بالضمة الظاهرة. And then here الزيدون, you say الزيدون. الزيدون, here it's فاعل. It is the فاعل. فاعل مرفوع وعلامة رفعه, the sign of its رفع is الواو. لأنه, why? Because it is جمع مذكر سالم. لأنه جمع مذكر سالم. جمع مذكر سالم, as we mentioned before, is the sound male plural. The sound male plural, or the sound masculine plural. طيب. Likewise, قام الرجال, يقوم الرجال, وقامت هند, وقامت الهند, وقامت الهندان, وتقوم الهندان, وقامت الهندات, وتقوم الهندات, وقامت الهنود, وتقوم الهنود, وقام أخوك. And we have here also قام أخوك. قام أخوك. قام أخوك. So قام here is فعل ماضي. فعل ماضي. And we mentioned before that فعل ماضي is always فعل ماضي is always مبني على الفتح. This is the standard form. مبني على الفتح. فعل ماضي مبني على الفتح. And then you have أخوك. أخوك is what? Is مفعول به, فاعل, مبتدأ, خبر. What is أخوك here? أخوك. قام. قام. قام أخوك. قام أخوك. So قام is a verb, and the verb has the one, the subject, the one who carries out the action. So who did the qiyam, who did the standing up? It is أخوك, your brother. So is the one who stood up. So that's why it is the فاعل. You say فاعل مرفوع بماذا? Is بالضمة or is بماذا? So what's the sign of رفع here? مرفوع. Yeah, very good. فاعل. نعم أحسنت. فاعل مرفوع بماذا؟ بالضمة or بماذا؟ أخوك. أخوك فاعل مرفوع. It is the subject. It is مرفوع. So what's the sign of rafa in akhuka? Akhuka. Akhuka. Ja'a akhuka. So here, the sign here is this waw. This waw is this waw, the sign of rafa. مرفوع بالواو. Why? لأنه من الأسماء الخمسة, because it's part of the 5 names, and these 5 names are أبوك, الأسماء الخمسة. This is أبوك, أخوك, أموك, فوك, and then ذو مال. So Abun is a father, Abuka, your father, Akhuka, your brother, Hamuka, your in-law, and Fuka is your mouth, Dhu Malin, someone who has money. So these ones, the sign of Rafa is Al-Waw. طيب أحسنتم. And then ويقوم أخوك وقام غلامي ويقوم غلامي وما أشبه ذلك, and their likes. So anything like these ones are considered to be ظاهر. So all these one are ظاهر. And then you have al-mudmar. He said والمضمر 12. The mudmar are 12. نحو قولك, like when you say ضربت. So ضربت. So here ضربت is made of a فعل. فعل. Yeah, actually, oops. It's made of فعل here. ضرب to carry out the action, that is this ضمير, this pronoun, the pronoun here ضمير, to, which referring to the speaker. ضمير متكلم. أنا ضربت. I hit something, or I hit something. I hit. I'm the one who hit. So I am the fa'il. Here this ta is the fa'il referring to me, the speaker. Okay. And then we have ضربت, ضربنا. ضربنا is we, or us. We hit. ضربت, you hit. ضربتي, you hit if you're speaking to a female. And then ضربتما, you're speaking to 2 people. ضربتم to a group of people. ضربتن to a group of female. And ضرب to one person who's not here, to the third person. And then ضربت to the third person who is a female. And ضرب to 2 people, to the dual مثنى, who are not around. And ضربوا and ضربنا. So these are the mudmar, so the implicit. So this is the fa'il. This is the fa'il. You say that the fa'il is the subject, the one who carries out the action. So as you can see, for example, in qama zaydun, the one who stood up is Zayd. So he's the fa'il. Okay, طيب. So this is the fa'il. Now we'll move to the المفعول الذي لم يسمى فاعله. المفعول الذي لم يسمى فاعله. This one is المفعول is the object. الذي لم يسمى فاعله, whose subject is not mentioned or is not named. So this one happens in the passive voice. The previous one, in the fa'il, we have an active voice where you have the verb, and then you have the person who did the action. You have an action, and then you have the person who did the action. But in here المفعول الذي لم يسمى فاعله or نائب الفاعل is the same thing. The fa'il or the subject is omitted, is not mentioned, and so we take the object or the maf'ul bihi, and we give it the ruling of the fa'il. We give it the ruling of the fa'il. For example, when you say when you say قرأ زيد الكتاب. Zaid read the book. Zaid read the book. So here you have a fi'l here, fi'l madi, and you have a fa'il here, and then you have a maf'ul bihi, the object, the object on which the action happened. So who read? It's Zaid who read. What did he read? Is the book. This one is the maf'ul bihi. So sometimes we are not concerned about who read the book. We just concerned whether the book was read or not. So in that case, we will just remove the file. We remove the file, and this one, instead of giving it making it into nasb, we give it the ruling of file, which is to make it marfu'. To make it marfu'. It was supposed to be mansub, but since the file is missing, the maf'ul bihi, the object, will replace the file. And then we have to do something also with the verb. There is some changes that should happen to the verb. So the first thing is that the first letter now must be in dhamma. Previously it was in fatha, qara'a. Now we change it and we make it into dhamma, and then the last the letter that is before the last. In this case, we have just qara is made of 3 letters, so the one before the last is ra. This one also will have some changes. So in this case, if it's a fi'l madi, what we'll do with it, we'll just instead of having it in fatha, like in here, we'll remove it and make it into al-kasra. It will become quri'a al-kitabu. So this is what we call al-maf'ul alladhi lam yusamma fa'iluhu. The maf'ul, or the object whose subject is not named. So here, as you can see, the subject is not named. We don't know who read the book. We only know that the book was read, but who read it, we don't know. So this is what we call naibul fa'il. So this one is the passive voice. طيب. Okay. So he said وهو الاسم المرفوع الذي لم يذكر معه فاعله. So المفعول الذي لم يسمى فاعله. First هو الاسم. It is a noun. الاسم, it is a noun. Secondly, it is مرفوع. It is in the state of الرفع. Thirdly, الذي لم يذكر معه فاعله. Its subject is not named with it. Its subject is not named. So this is the definition of al-maf'ul الذي لم يسمى فاعله. So now how to construct it? He said فإن كان الفعل ماضيا, as in قرأ, if the fi'l is in the madi form, then ضم أوله. The first letter will be made into dhamma, as here in قرأ. قرأ now, قرأ become قرئ. قرئ. Now this one used to be in fatha. Now it will become first قرئ. قرئ. ضم أوله. The first letter is made into ضمة. وكسر ما قبل آخره. وكسر ما قبل آخره. And the letter before the last letter, here we have 3 letters. So this one is the last letter, the Hamza, and the Ra is the one before the last. So this one has to be in Kasra. Has to be in Kasra. Kusira ma qabla akhirihi. The one before the last letter, the letter before the last letter is put in Kasra. In Kasra. So it becomes Quri'a. So this is how you construct the fi'l, the madi from the active to the passive voice. If it was qara'a, you first make the first letter into dhamma and the one before the last into kasra. So another example, let's say daraba. Daraba. So how to construct the passive from this one, daraba. 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 How to make it into a passive voice? Daraba. 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 Duriba. Ahsant, very good. Duriba. Daraba. Duriba. So here the first letter must be in Dhamma. Du. And then the one before the last. Which one is before the last here is? The last one is Al-Ba. And the one before the last is Al-Ra. So it has to be in Kasra. Kusira ma qabla akhiri. And then he said, وَإِنْ كَانَ مُضَارِعًا ضُمَّ أَوَّلُهُ وَفُتِحَ مَا قَبْلَ آخِرِهِ. If it's مضارع, فعل مضارع, then ضُمَّ أَوَّلُهُ. فعل مضارع, like let's say ضرب. يضرب is the مضارع. Present form is يضرب. ضرب is the past tense. يضرب is the present tense, the present. So يضرب here, and then you have sukun, and then you have kasra, and then you have a kasra يضرب, and then you have the i'rab, which is marfu', so it's in dhamma. Okay, so يضرب. So now here you said if you want to turn this one into the passive, first ضم أوله. يضرب. What you do? ضم أوله. Now this one will become marfu'. You say you. And then what he said, وفتح ما قبل آخره. وفتح ما قبل آخره. So here the one before the last. So this one is the last letter, ba. The one before the last is this ra. So we say وفتح ما قبل آخره. This one has to be in fatha. So we say يضرب. Instead of يضرب, you say يضرب. He was beaten. يضرب زيد. Zaid has been beaten. Or طيب. So this is how you construct the مفعول الذي لم يسمى فاعله. And he said وهو على قسمين also. This one also has can be explicit, ظاهر, or مضمر, implicit. فالظاهر نحو قولك ضربت. The explicit one is like saying ضرب زيد ويضرب زيد وأكرم عمرو ويكرم عمرو. أكرم عمرو meaning Amr has been honored. وَيُكْرَمُ Amr is being honored. So just to the extremes, and you just either beat him or you honored him. There's nothing in between, just extreme examples. It's just darb or ikram, yani. You has to either honor him or you humiliate him. There's nothing in between. These are the examples we have in grammar, all extremes. طيب. And he said, وَالْمُضْمَرُ إِثْنَا عَشَرَ, and the implicit one are 12. So the ظاهر is ضُرِبَ زَيْدٌ. These are explicit name. The نائب فاعل or the مفعول الذي لم يسمى فاعله is explicit, like Zayd, Amr. These are explicit name. But here in ضربت and ضربنا, these are implicit because they are ضمائر. They are not, the names are not mentioned. It's just pronouns are used to refer to the نائب الفاعل. And then you have ضربت, ضربنا, ضربت, وضربت, وضربتما, وضربتم, وضربتن, وضرب, وضربت, وضرب, وضربوا, وضربنا. So these are all نائب فاعل. نائب فاعل. And the نائب فاعل is التاء in ضربت, the na, ضربنا, the na, and ضربت, the ta here, ضربت, the ta. Duribti is the T here, the ta. Duribtuma is the Duribtuma, tuma here is the Naibul Fa'il. And Duribtum, tum is Naibul Fa'il. And as I can say, as I said before, Naibul Fa'il and Maf'ul ladhi lam yusamma fa'iluhu is the same thing. It's just the two names for the same thing. So is there any questions in this in the fa'il or in نائب الفاعل?
Afan, Ustad Abdurrahman, can you hear me?
Yes, تفضل.
Yeah, I think someone wants to ask a question. Let me try to bring her in.
Okay, please.
There is an option you can see called speak. So you can press on that if you want to ask a question. If you have a microphone, you can ask a question through that. So just click on speak and I can let you ask a question. طيب, I think we can continue, Abdurrahman.
Okay, طيب. So now we'll move to the mubtada and khabar. So now we know that you know what is the fa'il. So fa'il is the one who does the action and it is preceded by the verb, like dhahaba zaydun. You have the dhahaba, the verb, and then you have the one who carries out the action, which is Zayd. And then we talked also about naib al-fa'il. It is the representative of the fa'il, the representative or the deputy of the fa'il. This one is not fa'il, but since the fa'il is missing the subject, now the object will replace the fa'il in taking its rule, its ruling, that is ar-rafa, ar-rafa. So now the maf'ul bihi will become the naib fa'il, the deputy of the fa'il, and it will be in the state of ar-rafa. So now We'll move to another marfu', a noun, which is al-mubtada wal-khabar. Al-mubtada wal-khabar. So let's look at the definition of mubtada. He said, هو الاسم المرفوع العاري عن العوامل اللفظية. الاسم المرفوع. So firstly, it's a noun. It's a noun. اسم. It's a noun. Secondly, it's مرفوع. It's مرفوع. الاسم المرفوع. It's مرفوع. And then العاري عن العوامل اللفظية. It's free of all governing factors. It is not preceded by any factor that may govern it, that may impose a ruling on it, that may impose nasb or jazm or raf on it. So this is a mubtada. So let me just give an example here. For example, when you say Zaydun al-mubtada wal-khabar, al-mubtada wal-khabar, al-mubtada wal-khabar. So when you say, for example, Zaydun qa'imun, Zaydun qa'imun, Zaydun qa'imun, Zaydun qa'imun, Zaydun qa'imun. Zayd is standing up. Zaydun qa'imun. Zayd is standing up. So here, the mubtada here is Zayd. First, it is a noun. It's a noun. It's not a fi'l. It's a noun. Secondly, it's marfu'. It has two dhamma on it. Zaydun. Zaydun. And thirdly, it's عاري عن العوامل اللفظية. It is not preceded by any governing factor that could impose a ruling on it. So it is not preceded by anything that could govern it. So that's why it is called al-mubtada. Al-mubtada. So this is what we call al-mubtada. And the mubtada comes with a khabar. Comes with a khabar. So the khabar also is ism marfu'. It's also a name. It's a noun. Sorry, it's a noun. It's a noun. It's not a fi'l. So qa'imun, as you can see, it's a noun. How do you know it? Because it has the tanween. It has a tanween on it. If you recall, فَالْإِسْمُ يُعْرَفُ بِالْخَفْضِ وَالتَّنْوِينِ. A name is recognized by a jar or a tanween. So if you see a tanween on a word, you know automatically that it's a ism. That is a ism. And then al-musnadu ilay. So this one is attributed to the mubtada. Is attributed to the mubtada. The mubtada is Zayd. So qa'im is standing up. The standing up is attributed to Zayd. The action of standing up is attributed to Zayd. To Zayd. So you have Zayd here and you have qa'im. Zayd is standing up. So this one is attributed to Zayd. So this is al-khabar. Al-khabar. And as you can see, there's a bit of resemblance between the khabar and the fa'il. The khabar and the fa'il. Because when you say qama Zaydun, qama Zaydun, qama Zaydun, qama Zaydun. So here also, you can see that this the standing up is attributed to Zayd. But the difference between mubtada and the khabar and the fa'il is that the fa'il is always preceded by the fi'l. Like here, qama is preceded. The fi'l must come before it. Whereas in the khabar, it is not preceded by any fi'l. So this one, Zayd, is a name. It's not a fi'l. So that's why in the definition of fa'il, he said al-ismu al-marfu' al-madhkuru qablahu fi'luhu. It's a fi'l. Its verb is mentioned before it. Whereas in the khabar, there's no verb which is in khabar here, there's no verb which is mentioned before it. So Zaydun is mubtada, marfu' and qa'imun is khabar. Zaydun mubtada'un marfu'un بالضمة and قائم is خبر مرفوع بالضمة. So here خبر قائم is خبر and Zayd is مبتدأ. Both are مرفوع. But here قام is فعل ماض and زيد is فاعل. So the difference between these two is that the fa'il is preceded by a fi'l, whereas the khabar is not preceded by a fi'l. It is just preceded by a name. So Zaydun, Qa'imun, Muhammadun, Jalisun, you can say Ahmadu, Alimun. So all these, the khabar are some things which are things which are attributed to the mubtada. So this is mubtada and khabar. Mubtada and khabar. طيب. I hope this is clear inshallah. So والخبر, the predicate هو الاسم المرفوع المسند إليه. The وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته. أهلا أخ أسد الحق. والخبر هو الاسم المرفوع المسند إليه. So خبر is the noun المرفوع. It is in the state of rafa. المسند إليه, it is attributed to the mubtada or to the subject. نحو قولك, example, when you say زيد قائم. So قائم here, قائم is the khabar and it is attributed to Zayd. The standing up is attributed to Zayd. And Zayd is a ism, a noun. It is marfu' in the state of dhamma. It is free of all governing factors. There is no factor that control it. As in the fi'l and fa'il, the fa'il, there is a factor. It is preceded by a factor which controls it. Likewise, as Zaydani qa'imani. So as Zaydani is mubtada. As Zaydani qa'imani. الزيداني قائمان. الزيداني قائمان. You try to analyze this one, Arab. Where's the mubtada and where's the khabar? الزيداني قائمان. Which one is the mubtada and which one is the khabar? الزيداني قائمان. Which one is the mubtada and which one is the khabar? Just try. Don't be shy. Just write anything. We are all just here to learn. There's no problem in making mistake. What is the translation, please? Oh, okay, good. So az-Zaydani qa'imani, it means that the two Zaids. Now there are two people whose name are Zayd. So instead saying Zayd and Zayd, Zaydun wa Zaydun qa'imani, just say az-Zaydani and make them into the dual form, the muthanna. And then qa'imani mean they are standing up. They are standing up. The two Zaydani are standing up. As Zaydani qa'imani. The two Zaydani are standing up. So here, MashaAllah, ahsant. Very good. الزيداني is مبتدأ, because it is not preceded by any factor that governs it. So it is al-mubtada. And then قائمان is khabar, because it is attributed to al-Zaydani. So qa'iman, the standing up, is attributed to al-Zaydani. You are saying that the Zaydani are standing up. So this is the mubtada and khabar. Mubtada and khabar. Al-Zaydani qa'imani. Now the second question is, what are the signs of rafa in these two examples? What are the signs of rafa? What are the signs of rafa? So we know that Zaydan is mubtada and qa'imani is khabar. So what are the signs of rafa? The signs of rafa. Just write anything. You can say it's the qaf if you want, or the alif, the anything, the zai, or the dhamma, kasra. Just write anything. What is the sign of rafa here? So this is ani. Okay, you want to say ani. Okay, that's good. The alif in both. Yes, it's ani, but you say it's the alif. The alif. Basira, I can't read this, is in Hindi. So I'm not familiar with the Hindi, so I can't read it. Maybe someone else might help me to read it. Okay, ani, qa'imani, very good. But if you want to say, you say it's al alif. Very good, al alif. Qa'imani, yes, it is the form, but when we are saying it, we say al alif. Very good, mashallah. Jamil jiddan. So why? Because it is muthanna. It is muthanna, the dual form. So the sign of al-raf in the dual form is al-alif. Muthanna is always, its raf is bil-alif. Ahsantum, barakallah feekum. Very good. And the third example is az-zayduna qa'imuna. Az-zayduna qa'imuna. This one also same like az-zaydani qa'imani. You have a mubtada and khabar. Az-zayduna is mubtada and qa'imuna is khabar. Qa'imuna is khabar. Do you know the sign of rafa here? In az-zayduna qa'imuna, both are marfu' because they are mubtada and khabar. And what is the sign of rafa in az-zayduna qa'imuna? Az-zayduna qa'imuna. Az-zayduna qa'imuna. Az-zayduna qa'imuna. The zaids. In zaydan you have only 2 zaids. In zayduna you have more than 2 zaid, 3 or 10. All of them and their names are Zaid. So instead of saying Zaydun wa Zaydun wa Zaydun wa Zaydun wa Zaydun qa'imun, you just say az-Zayduna qa'imuna. Qa'imuna, they are standing up. Qa'im. Qa'im is from qama. Qama yaqumu qiyaman. Qum taqumu aqumu. And this qa'imuna is the ism fa'il. Qa'imuna. Az-Zayduna qa'imuna. So here, where is the Ahsant, aywa, al-waw. Ahsant, barakallah fikum. Afzal Ahmad, una. Yes, it is una, but when you're making i'rab, you say the specific sign. The specific sign is al-waw. Ahsantum, mashallah. Allah yabarik fikum. So the sign here is al-waw. Why? لأنه Jam'u Mudhakkar Salim. The Jam' Mudhakkar Salim that we mentioned before, because it is a plural. It's a masculine plural, a sound masculine plural. Sound masculine plural. Jam'u Mudhakkar Salim. Because this one it's a plural. Qa'imuna and Zayduna. You just add waw and noon in them, or ya and noon. Very good. Inshallah, you've understood this one. And he said, wal mubtada qismani. It has two classifications. It could be either zahir, meaning explicit, like in qama zaydun. In zaydun qa'imun, az-zaydani qa'imani. You have explicit names that are fa'il. Sometimes you have mudmar, meaning implicit. You have some pronouns that are acting as the mubtada, like in ana, wa nahnu, wa anta, wa anti, wa antuma, wa antum, wa antunna, wa huwa, wa hiya, wa huma, wa hum, wa hunna. I'm not sure if you know the meaning of these pronouns, but ana, it's I. Nahnu, it's we or us. Anta, it's you for the masculine. Anti, you for the female, for the feminine. And antuma is for the dual. You're talking to two people. And then antum is the plural. You're talking to more than two people, three or more. You. And antunna is for the feminine. You're talking to more than two. And huwa is for he, here, she, huma, they if they are two persons, hum, they if they are more than two, hunna, they if they are female, if they are feminine. Nahwa qawlih, example, when you say ana qa'imun. So here the mubtada is ana. So it's a pronoun. It's not a specific name. It's not a proper name. So this one is damir. You say ana qa'imun, nahnu qa'imuna, wa ma ashbaha dhalik, and the like. Ana qa'imun, nahnu qa'imuna. So here let's try to make a i'rab of this one. Ana qa'imun. So ana is damir. Ana is damir. Damir raf' المتكلم. For this purpose, just know that ana is a damir. That's it. And then it's mubtada as well. Mubtada. So it's here, the mubtada here is ana. And then you have qa'imun. Ana qa'imun, qa'imun. Here is khabar. Khabar. خبر مرفوع بالضمة. Here is مبني على السكون. But for this stage, the most important thing that you just know that this one is your mubtada. Is your mubtada. Ana is your mubtada and qa'im is your khabar. Qa'imun is your khabar. Okay, and then وَنَحْنُ قَائِمُونَ. Likewise, نَحْنُ قَائِمُونَ. نَحْنُ is مبتدأ and قَائِمُونَ is خبر مرفوع وعلامة رفعه الواو لماذا؟ لأنه جمع مذكر سالم. The signs of رفع here is الواو. And نحن قائمون means that we are standing up. نحن means we are standing up. We are standing up. نحن قائمون. أنا قائم. أنا mean I. قائم mean I am standing up. I am standing up. And then he went on to another classification of the khabar. He said, وَالْخَبَرُ قِسْمَانِ. The khabar has two classifications. The first one, it could be either mufrad. It could be a singular, وغير mufrad, or more than one. Here, the singular here does not mean one person or two persons. It means here one word. Like the khabar is only one word. Like in Zaydun qa'imun, we have a khabar that is qa'imun, which is made of one word. Okay, when you say here Zaydun qa'imun, Zaydun qa'imun, Zaydun qa'imun, Zaydun qa'imun. So here you have your mubtada here, Zaydun, and you have your qa'imun here, khabar. And this khabar is only made of one single word. One word. So this one is called mufrad. Mufrad. So this mufrad is not in terms of how many people, single person, or it's how many words. So فالمفرد نحو زيد قائم, like when you say زيد قائم. But when you say زيد في الدار, زيد في الدار, زيد في الدار, زيد في الدار. So زيد في mean in, الدار house. So Zaid is in the house. Zaid is in the house. So here you can see Zaid is not preceded by any governing factor. Any factor that could govern it is not there. Any factor that could govern it in this sentence. There's no fi'l here that can govern it. There is no harf, inna or anna, anything that could govern it. That's why it is a mubtada, Zaydun. And fiddari, this one you are attributing something to Zayd. You are attributing something to Zayd. You are saying that Zayd is in the house. In the house. So you are attributing being in the house to Zayd. This means that it is a khabar. But this khabar is not mufrad, because it's made of two words, fi, the first one, and ad-dari. So it's made of two words. So this khabar is not mufrad. It's غير mufrad. It's not mufrad. So it's made of two words. So here Zayd is mubtada, and fi is harfu jar. Ad-dari اسم مجرور بفي وعلامة اسم مجرور بفي وعلامة جره الكسرة. And then this jar, the jar is this one, the fi, and the majrur is الدار, is متعلق بمحذوف خبر مبتدا. This is the representing the khabar here, the khabar. So as you can see, the khabar could be made of more than one word. More than one word. So instead وغير المفرد أربعة أشياء. So the non-mufrad, the non-singular, could be one of four things. One of these four things. So he mentioned them. The first one is al-jarru wal-majrur. Al-jarru wal-majrur. Like in this one, this is jar, harf jar, jar, and majrur. This one is a name in the state of jar, and what made it majrur is this fi. So we have jar and majrur as the khabar. And could be also a dharf. A dharf. So dharf it's either ظرف زمان or ظرف مكان. The ظرف زمان is the time in which the action takes place, and ظرف مكان is the place in which the action happens. So for example, when I say زيد عندك, so زيد عندك, so here عندك is basically two words, عند and كاف. This the kaf is kaf al-khitab. So عند, so as you can see, this khabar also is made of two words. And then والفعل مع فاعله. It could be also fi'l and fa'il. The khabar is made of a fi'l and a fa'il. Like in this example, زيد قام أبوه, زيد قام أبوه, زيد قام أبوه. So here زيد is the mubtada, because there is no, it's not preceded or is not controlled by any amil, by any verb or any article or anything. So that's why it's a mubtada. But now where is the khabar here? Where is the khabar? If he said Zaydun qa'im, it's simple. Qa'im is the khabar. But here he says Zaydun qama abuhu. So here this one is considered the khabar. So first you say Zaydun mubtada marfu'un bid-dhamma, and then you say qama fi'lu madin mabniyun 'ala al-fath. And then you say Abu is fa'ilun marfu'un wa alamatu raf'ihi al-waw. Why? Because it's al-asma al-khamsa, abuka, akhuka, hamuka, fuka, dhumalim, part of the 5 names. And it's mudaf, ha is mudaf ilayh. Then you come back again, you have to find the khabar, because you have the mubtada. So you say this whole sentence, qama abuhu is a sentence. So this whole sentence is the khabar of Zayd. This whole sentence now is the khabar, because you are attributing this sentence to Zayd. You are saying Zayd's father has stood up. So this whole thing is attributed to Zayd. So it's the khabar. So as you can see, this khabar is made of fi'il and fa'il. And also it could be والمبتدأ مع خبره. Also the khabar can be another mubtada and khabar. For example, when you say Zaydun jariyatuhu dhahibatun. Zaydun jariyatuhu dhahibatun. Zaydun jariyatuhu dhahibatun. Zaydun jariyatuhu dhahibatun. So here Zayd means he's a jariya, slave girl. Dhahibatun is going. So jariya is usually used to sometimes to a slave girl, sometimes also just to any girl, like I could say. But I think in this context, because it's ascribed to someone, so it should be his slave girl. Dhahibatun, from dhahaba, means she's going. So here Zayd is a mubtada. Jariyatuhu dhahibatun. This one also is another mubtada and khabar. Jariyatuhu dhahibatun. Because this jariya is not governed by anything, because this Zayd is not governing this jariya. So it's not affected by, there's no factor that affects it here. That's why it's another mubtada. And dhahiba, this dhahab, the going, is ascribed to this jariya. It is the jariya, the slave girl, who is going, right? So here we have another sentence, jariya and dhahiba, jariya to dhahiba, as the khabar of Zaid, as the khabar of Zaid. So this is a khabar which is made of more than one word, jariyatuhu dhahibatun. So وغير المفرد أربعة أشياء, there are four things that are not single words that could be as a khabar of the mubtada. The first one is jar al majrur, and we've given the example like Zaydun fi dar. And the second one is dharf, the dharf of zaman, or the zarf of makan, the place or the time in which the action took place. And then fi'l ma fa'ilihi, a verb and a subject that could be a khabar or another mubtada and khabar that act as the khabar of the first mubtada. Like in Zaydun jariyatuhu dhahiba, so Zayd is the first mubtada, jariyatuhu is the second mubtada, and dhahibatun is the not the third, is the is a khabar for the khabar for the second mubtada. So the second mubtada we said is jariya, and then this whole thing, the jariyatuhu dhahibatun, is a khabar of the first mubtada, which is Zaid, So this is the mubtada and khabar, mubtada and khabar. Is there any question regarding the mubtada and khabar, or any comment regarding the mubtada and khabar, or any correction or anything? Okay, I hope it's clear. Okay, alhamdulillah. So let's proceed to the al-awamil al-dakhilati ala al-mubtada wal-khabar. So this one also is related to the mubtada and khabar. So we've mentioned that mubtada and khabar are marfu', but sometimes there are certain factors that could enter into the mubtada and khabar and change their rulings, and affect their rulings. So one of these one is kana wa akhawatuha, kana wa akhawatuha, kana wa akhawatuha. So for example, when you say Zaydun qa'im, Zaydun qa'im, Zaydun qa'im, so this one is a mubtada and khabar. So Zayd is the mubtada, qa'imun is the khabar. Now let's introduce a factor here. Let's kana Zaydun qa'iman. So here, this kana, if it's introduced to the mubtada and khabar, it will affect its ruling. So now here, Zayd is still marfu', but now we call it ismu kana. Ismu kana. So here kana, we say it's kana if you use it if you want to express something which happened in the past. So when you say Zaydun qa'imun, it means Zayd is standing up right now when we are speaking. But when you say kana Zaydun qa'iman, it means now Zayd, this one happened in the past. Zayd was standing up, kana. Zayd was standing up, kana Zaydun qa'iman. So now كان you say فعل ماضي ناقص. فعل ماضي ناقص. And then زيد here. Now instead of saying just مبتدأ, you say it is اسم كان. اسم كان is مرفوع, but we maintain the رفع. مرفوع. اسم كان مرفوع بالضمة. كان زيد مرفوع بالضمة. مرفوع زيد اسم كان مرفوع بالضمة. And then this one قائم. قائما. قائم become now قائما. قائما. You say خبر كان. Now it become خبر كان. It's still خبر, but now it's خبر كان. You say خبر كان منصوب. Now it will become منصوب بالفتحة. خبر كان. So now it's become منصوب. It used to be مرفوع, but now it become منصوب because of this كان. كان. So كان وأخواتها, when they are introduced, كان and its sisters. So كان and its sisters. كان أصبح أمسى أضحى, we'll see them now. These one, when they are introduced into a مبتدأ and خبر, they will affect the مبتدأ and خبر. So first they will turn the مبتدأ into اسم كان. They'll turn this مبتدأ زيد into اسم كان. Into اسم كان while maintaining the رفع. And they turn the قائما here, قائم into خبر كان. خبر كان, and turn it into نصب. Turn it into نصب. So this is the first one. إن وأخواتها. On the other hand, when you say إن زيدا قائم. إن زيدا قائم. So this إن is حرف. Is حرف نصب وتوكيد. So this one, its purpose or its function is to put emphasis on this, on the sentence, meaning that Zaid is indeed standing up. So if someone had any doubt about it, so he must know that Zaid is standing up. So Inna also and its sisters also affect, they affect the Mubtada and Khabar. They affect the Mubtada and Khabar. How? But it's a bit different from Kana, because Inna here, as you can see, so Zaydan is Ismu Inna, right? Same, but it's become Mansub here, and the Khabar becomes Marfu'. So Inna, you say Inna harfu nasbin wa tawkid. Tawkid mean emphasis, to emphasize on something. You want to emphasize. So Zaydan is Ismu Inna. Now you don't say Mubtada. You say Ismu Inna. Mansub. So now it's Mansub, is not Marfu'. And then Qa'imun is Khabar Inna. Khabar Inna Marfu'. خبر إن مرفوع بالضمة الظاهرة على آخره. Okay. And the third one, the third group is ظن وأخواتها. ظن وأخواتها. So ظن ظن means to think. يعني I think this. أظن أن زيدا قائم. I think that Zaid is standing up. So you can say ظننت زيدا قائما. So this one turn both the مبتدا and خبر into مفعول. So this one مفعول أول, this one مفعول ثاني, and both of them become منصوب. Both of them become منصوب. So these are the three عوامل, the three factors that affects the مبتدا and خبر, that affect the مبتدا and خبر. That's why he said باب العوامل, a chapter about the عوامل, the factors الداخلة that could enter على المبتدا والخبر, on the مبتدا and خبر. He said here ثلاثة أشياء. These are three things. First, كان وأخواتها, كان and its sisters. وإن وأخواتها, إن and its sisters. وظننت وأخواتها, and ظننت and its sisters. فأما كان وأخواتها, as for كان and its sisters, فإنها ترفع الاسم. They make the اسم مرفوع, ترفع الاسم. وتنصب الخبر, and they makes the خبر منصوب. So what are the sisters of كان? First is كان, second is أمسى, the third is أصبح. So أمسى is when something happened in the evening, you say أمسى. For example, you can say أمسى زيد نائما. So Zaid spent his night sleeping. So أمسى is from مساء, the evening. So something which happened in the evening. أصبح is something which happened in the morning. You can say أصبح زيد أصبح زيد جالسا. Zaid spent his morning sitting. جلس جالسا. So something which happened in the morning. So here you say أصبح زيد جالسا. So as you can see, Zaid here now is no longer, is still marfu'at now. Is not you don't say mubtada, you say ismu asbaha. And jalisan now become khabar. Amsa now it's mansub, as he say here, tarfa al-ism wa tansib al-khabar. And adha is the time from the sunrise, duha, the time of duha, meaning the time from sunrise until noon. And dhalla, you use it to express an action that expand the whole day, So you can say ظل زيد غاضبا. Zaid spent the whole day angry. He was angry the whole day. ظل. Bata is for the night, the whole night. You can say bata محمد قائما. بات قائما. بات محمد قائما. Muhammad spent his night standing up in prayer. And Sarah is to move from an action or a situation to another one. And Laysa is for negation. ما زال, ما انفك, ما فتئ, ما برح, ما دام. This one express consistency or being in a certain situation or a certain position for a period of time. And then وما تصرف منها, whatever is conjugated from this verb. So كان could be يكون, and كن أصبح could be conjugated into يصبح while still carrying out the same function. And أصبح, you can say كان زيد قائما وليس عمرو شاخصا وما أشبه ذلك, and the likes. So this is for كان وأخواتها, which makes the ism marfu' and the khabar mansub. Now as for إن وأخواتها, فإنها تنصب الاسم. They make the ism mansub. وترفع الخبر, and they make the khabar marfu'. And so what are these the sisters of inna? So it's inna wa anna, inna wa anna, walakinna, wa ka'anna, wa layta, wa la'alla, wa layta, wa la'alla. تقول إن زيدا قائم, إن زيدا قائم. So here inna is حرف نصب وتوكيد, and زيدا is اسم إن, قائم is خبر إن. As you can see here, إن زيدا قائم, إن حرف نصب وتوكيد, زيدا اسم إن, قائم خبر إن. So وليت عمرا شاخص, likewise here ليت عمرا شاخص, you do the same إعراب. ليت is حرف نصب, but with the difference here, it's not توكيد, it's a حرف تمنٍ, is wish, you use it to express your wish, but inna you use it to express an emphasis, to emphasize on something. وما أشبه ذلك, and like. So now the meaning of inna wa anna للتوكيد is for emphasis, to emphasize on something. Use inna, like inna Allah kana sami'an alima. This is an emphasis that Allah is all hearing and all knowing, that He know everything. And ولكن للاستدراك, ولكن للاستدراك. This one لكن is means but, like you use it to correct some impressions that you've made from maybe a previous sentence. For example, you can say محمد شجاع, محمد شجاع, محمد شجاع, محمد شجاع, محمد شجاع. So Muhammad is a brave man. Muhammad is a brave man, is a mubtada and khabar. But people may have the impression that all his friends also are brave like him, because since Muhammad is brave, you think that all the people that he hung out with are brave like him. So to dissipate this false impression, you use lakin. لكن صديقه جبان, but his friend is coward, is coward. His friend is coward. So use this lakin to express, to correct or to dissipate all the misperceptions that could happen from a sentence that you made before. So محمد شجاع لكن صديقه جبان. That's why they call it للاستدراك, للاستدراك. So صديق here is اسم لكن, and it is منصوب, it is منصوب, and جبان is خبر, جبان is خبر لكن, خبر لكن مرفوع. And وكأن للتشبيه, كأن you use it for comparison. For example, you can say كأن to compare or to liken something to something. You can say كأن وجهه القمر, his face كأن وجهه البدر, his face is like the moon, the full moon, البدر. كأن وجهه أو كأن وجهها, كأن وجهها البدر, meaning her face is so radiant, is shining like the badr, like the full moon, or like كأن وجهها الشمس if you want also. كأن وجهها, her face is like the sun, meaning her face shines like the sun. You're expressing her beauty. So use this كأن to liken something to something. So you're likening her face to the sun. To the sun. Okay. And then you have later. This one, للتمني, to express your wish. So use it when it is not likely, when it is unlikely to happen. Like the probability of it happening is very low. So you use later. If it's a highly probable, you use لعل. For example, you can say ليت الشباب عائد. So if it's impossible or highly unlikely, use later. ليت الشباب عائد, meaning I wish that my youthful would come back to me. So this is impossible. So use it later. But if you are hopeful that it may happen, you can say لعل. You can say لعل الله يرحمني. May Allah have mercy on him. So I'm asking his forgiveness that he may have mercy on me. So this one you use لعل الله يرحمني. Or you use it also توقع. If you are expecting something to happen, for example, you can say لعل العدو قريب. The enemy might be soon, meaning they might be coming. So you are fearful that they are very close. So this is for inna wa akhawatuha, which makes the ism, which makes the mubtada into ism and make it mansub, and make also the khabar marfu'. And then the third one is dhanantu wa akhawatuha, dhanantu and its sisters. This one also tansibu al-mubtada'a wal-khabar ala annahuma maf'ulani. So here both the mubtada and khabar will become mansub. They used to be marfu'. Now when these one are introduced to them, dhanna wa akhawatuha, when you say zaydun qa'im, you say dhanantu zaydan qa'iman. So as you can see here, dhanantu zaydan qa'iman. So zayd has become mansub. Qa'im also become mansub. And now they are no longer mubtada and khabar. We call them maf'ulani. This one maf'ul awwal, and this one maf'ul thani. Maf'ul awwal means the first maf'ul. Qa'iman is the second maf'ul. The second maf'ul. Maf'ul thani. Second maf'ul. And these one are dhanantu, wa hasibtu, wa khiltu, wa za'amtu. All of these has the same meaning. You're expressing your something which is you are not sure about it, but you think that this is the case. It's highly likely to be in that way, but you are not sure. You don't have certainty. Whereas ra'aytu wa alimtu wa wajadtu expresses certainty. Like you are certain it is in this way. For example, when you say dharantu Zaydan qa'iman, mean I thought that Zayd was standing up. But when you say alimtu Zaydan qa'iman, mean I know for sure that Zayd was standing up. That Zayd was standing up. Likewise, ra'aytu also. This ra'aytu does not mean to see. It means express knowledge. Ra'aytu Zaydan qa'iman. So it doesn't not mean I've seen Zayd standing up. This ra'aytu means I know that Zayd was standing up. And wajadtu also the same. Wattakhadhtu wa ja'altu, this one it means to became. To became. And sami'tu, you say dhanantu Zaydan qa'iman, I thought Zayd was standing up. Ra'aytu Amran shakhisan, I thought I know Amr was present, was standing up there. وما أشبه ذلك, and the like. I'm afraid we are so I'm afraid we are running out of time. So we have already finish the 2 hours. So are there any questions? Okay, let me just. Muhammadun ghaniyun. Muhammadun ghaniyun. So what's the i'rab of this one, Muhammadun ghaniyun? Is it second class? Yeah, this is the second class. We had the first class last Sunday, and this is the second class. So Muhammadun ghaniyun is a mubtada and khabar. Mubtada and khabar. And here now we can introduce, let's say, kana. Kana Muhammadun ghaniyan. So here, as you can see here now, the khabar, Muhammadun ghaniyin, Muhammad is rich. So Muhammad now become ismu kana, and ghaniyan become khabar kana, and it is mansub. It is mansub. And when you say inna Muhammadun ghaniyan, inna, if you introduce inna Muhammadan ghaniyan, inna Muhammadan ghaniyan, Muhammad is rich, is indeed rich. So this one give an emphasis to this fact. So inna is harf nasb wa tawkid, Muhammadan is ismu inna, ghaniyan is sorry, I'm really sorry, this one is ghaniyun. Inna Muhammadan ghaniyun, big mistake. So inna Muhammadan ghaniyun, inna Muhammadan ghaniyan. So here Muhammad is ismu inna and ghaniyun is khabar inna. So now ismu inna become mansub, so it's no longer marfu', and ghaniyun will maintain its state of rafa. And then you can say, introduce also dhanna or any of its sisters. Dhanantu Muhammadan ghaniyan. Ghaniyan. Dhanantu Muhammadan ghaniyan. And I thought that Muhammad was rich. Was rich. So here, both Muhammad and Ghani, both the mubtada and khabar has become mansub. So now here, Muhammadan, you don't say mubtada and khabar, you say Muhammadan is maf'ul bihi awwal, and ghaniyan maf'ul bihi thanin. Maf'ul bihi thanin. They become object now. Okay, طيب. Is there any question? Oh, thank you. Harun Versan, that should be ghaniyun. Yes, it is ghaniyun. Inna Muhammadan ghaniyun. Is there any question regarding the concept that we have covered today? So if there are no questions, so we'll just stop here for today. And thank you so much, all of you, for coming to the session. أسأل الله سبحانه وتعالى أن يرزقنا علما نافعا ورزقا طيبا وعملا متقبلا.
جزاك الله خيرا أستاذنا Sheikh Abdurrahman. Thank you for that very enlightening session. So inshallah we will upload the session to YouTube, so you can watch the replay there, and we will announce the next session inshallah. Most probably it will be next Sunday, so we'll complete the rest of the matan Ajrumiyyah in that session inshallah. So please join us there, and also please share the information about this webinar to anyone who is interested to learn this matan and other matun inshallah, so they can benefit also bi'idhnillah. And so inshallah we'll see you in the next session. So jazakumullahu khairan, and assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.